Hello everybody, Nerd in Texoma here. Finally, it is starting to cool down in Texas. It's still on the warmer side, more than I'd appreciate, but it is finally not forecasted to be over 100 this week. And finally, there is rain in the forecast, so yay. Today, I'm going to be getting into some stuff that I've had for a while. Now, some of it, I'll go into a little bit more detail. Some of it, not so much. They are some of the they're not exactly the world's smallest transformers, like the line from the early 2000s that was put out by Takara. Actually, in Japan. I wish Hasbro would have brought it over, but they didn't. This is the Dr. Wu line, and he's making pretty dang close to the world's smallest transformer size. And there have been previous videos that I've shown on these figures that I've gotten before. This is just a video of some newer ones not in those previous videos. Dr. Wu started off as a third-party company that made little extra accessories to go with your Transformers, and then they branched off into actually making their own. And I think these days they're more known for the little world's smallest Transformers that they make, rather than in previous years the accessories, the upgrades, stuff like that. So today, or the first one that I'm going to start off with, is the Toxic Limited Prime Commander. Here's the box. Now, for some of y'all that don't know anything or don't know much about Transformers, there's a character named Toxitron, who was an evil clone of Optimus. There's numerous evil clones of Optimus. There's Nemesis Prime, there's Toxitron, there have been like an exact duplicate, but it was controlled by Megatron. So there's been a bunch of them. Toxitron was originally supposed to be a BotCon exclusive figure. Got it so far as a pretty damn near finished prototype, shown off at BotCon, and then it got canceled. In the G2 Evolution line that has brought us such ones as like the Orange Jazz and our favorite Mirage here, they actually produced a actual Toxitron figure, which I haven't picked up yet. Finances are a little tight still. But there is an actual Toxitron figure released by Hasbro. You can pick him up today at Walmart, or most Walmarts, I will say. This one, though, is based off of the world's smallest, or the little bitty Dr. Wu Optimus that he just had recolored. I say he, the company, Dr. Wu. But they have recolored the Generation 1 body style Optimus figure that they made into Toxitron. And yes, he does come complete with his trailer. Now, can't really see it, but right in there it says Toxic Danger on the trailer, which I think is kind of cool. I wish they would have included some little like sludge or slime dripping down the side, but it is what it is. It is pretty darn cool because inside his trailer, kind of difficult to see, he does get his normal rifle, 2 little mech arms to put in here as the repair bay when you would stand the trailer up and have the figure standing in there for getting repairs, or it could be laying down, either one. As far as I know, this was a new accessory to this figure, or this release of the figure. It's been released on a couple other figures now, but you actually got a little clip-on Energon axe, which I think is pretty cool. And a tiny, tiny little roller to go in the trailer, like G1 had Optimus, or Optimus in G1 had his little buddy roller. So, if I remember correctly also, this is the first time that the roller was included with the trailer, and not a add-on that you had to buy separately. So, like I say, since I've already shown y'all the Optimus figure so many times before and the trailer, I'm not going to get too much into detail on that. I've got a couple of sets, so I'm not going to get into really detailed reviews of each of these. It's more just to show it off and be like, hey, this is pretty cool. Next up, we've got, get the box open without tearing it to shreds, if possible, which sometimes for my big fingers is not that easy to do, unfortunately. But next up, we have the Dr. Wu version of Blaster and Skywarp. I love these little 2-packs. They are so freaking cool in my opinion. To get 2 figures for the price of 1. Especially when they look so darn cool. Start off with a little Skywarp here. He is very, very awesome. Got to flip up his little tail wings here because, I mean, the articulation on these things is spectacular for the size that they are. There's little bitty Skywarp. Now his transformation is a little bit on the trickier side, so I'm not going to be doing this on camera or, you know, fiddling down here and then, hey, here he is. I don't really want to today. It's a long day at work, and yeah, my brain is kind of fried. But, I mean, it is a very faithful, very cool little sky warp that they have created there, complete with the little null rays that can come off and everything. That's the main reason why I don't want to try to transform it today, is because I don't want to lose those. Those are so flippin' tiny. Then, next up, we have the little bitty blaster figure. Now, again, in an older video, I showed the Soundwave figure that they had made a while back that had came with the Galvatron minifigure. So, as you all know, the Autobots had a boombox as well as the Decepticons, and the Autobots had Blaster. I always thought Blaster was cooler because he actually, in story, functioned as a radio and a tape deck, whereas Soundwave was just a tape deck. But that's just my opinion. Blaster was cooler because of that. But here we have him all transformed up. Again, since these are not official Transformers, Blaster would normally have a little Autobot symbol there right on his chest. Since these are unofficials, they don't come with them, but you can find little reproduction labels that you can put one on his chest, just like I did with the Soundwave a while back. Very cool. At this size, though, his little tape deck does not open. Like I said, I always thought Blaster was cooler because he was an actual boombox, you know, with radio and cassette function. Soundwave was just a tape deck, you know. He's cool, but you can only play tapes on him. You can't listen to the radio. Blaster, you got both. Alright, next up, or last up, is, I think, a pretty cool little 2-pack that they came out with. That is an actual character and a created character. And let me get this thing open here. There we go. The actual one, again, this is based on a Generation 2 character who was unreleased for a long time, but in the Generations Selects line of Transformer repaints, they actually released this figure. We've got Generation 2 Ramjet. And to go with Ramjet, we have an odd recolor of Cosmos, the Autobot little spaceship. It's kind of a dark blue and yellow. So, I personally count this as a shattered glass Cosmos, meaning that is the Transformer universe like Star Trek in Mirror Mirror and in a lot of Discovery and, you know, DS9, where the good guys are the bad guys. You know, everything's kind of flipped and twisted like that. So instead of Cosmos being a little green spaceship for the Autobots, He's a blue and yellow one for the evil Autobots. And he is quite complex, just like the jets to transform. So I'm, again, long day at work. I apologize, folks. I just don't have the mental bandwidth to be able to do that today. Next up we have the G2 Ramjet. And again, this is based off of the same mold as Skywarp here. Same basic jet body as Skywarp, the body part. The wings obviously are going to be different. The transformation is slightly different because Ramjet here is what is known as a cone head, which means when he transforms, the nose cone there of the jet actually is the top of his head, whereas Skywarp, it tucks down. But like I say, in the... Well, actually, no, this was released officially, originally. Yeah. G2 Ramjet did have an official release back in the 90s when G2 came out. Then they did the Generation Select repaint, recolor, and then Dr. Wu company came out with their own little Ramjet. And then I believe there's a sandstorm colored Ramjet that Dr. Wu came out with. That is also a Generation Select figure, where it's the desert camo. You know, it's kind of a sand paint job. Then of course there's the cloud cover, which is the blue camo Toxitron line that's available at Walmart that came out recently. So yeah, again, not transforming because he's a little bit complicated. Don't want to lose his missiles or anything like that. But all in all, I think these are pretty darn cool figures. I love these little mini figures, and the fact that somebody stepped up to the plate and kept this line going after Takara canceled it and quit doing it. But here's the card for G2 Ramjet. Of course, again, since it's a third-party figure, they can't use the official name, so he is Turbo. And the one I call the Shattered Glass Cosmos is called Heaven Eye. Okay, I guess because he's circular, he's an eye. It's possible. Then we have, what is it? Dark Sky would be our Skywarp. And we have Sound Master for Blaster. Again, nice little play on words that they did there. And then, of course, we have the Toxic excuse me, Prime Commander here. Now, like I said, I think this is the third repaint that I have of this particular Optimus figure. There's some new Ultra Magnus figures that Dr. Wu has come out with that I would like to get, and whenever I have the funds to do so, I probably will. But I hope y'all have enjoyed this little video. Hope y'all are enjoying the cooler temperatures that hopefully are in your area. And I will see y'all next time. Alright, y'all take it easy.